then turn taking.
Thika Institute of Business Studies is the highway to future success for flexible, affordable, and quality career training. Apply now. Siwezi kudanganya mwanze.
Good morning and a warm welcome viewers to this breakfast show. Fact Finder. Of course, this Tips FM 104.4. I'm your host, Joshua Okuta, and alongside my co-host,
James Degwa, and today be 8 November of 2024. As we have informed you earlier, today we are going to have a discussion on male breast cancer. You can feel free to interact with us on our social media platform, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And as we have informed you earlier, today we have a medical practitioner who is in our studio, and probably we are going to give her a chance to introduce herself. Our guest, welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ndegwa and Mr. Okuta, for inviting me to this breakfast show. And to all our viewers and listeners, thank you so much. I hope you're all tuned in. My name is Miss Marindani Sharon, and I am a lecturer in this wonderful institution and also a medical practitioner in the field of preventive medicine, commonly known as public health. I am also a cancer care consultant and the founder of Cancer Care Men Association, CCMA in South Rift under the Ministry of Health. I am also a medical insurance advisor, and I am happy to be in this breakfast show. As we know, when we talk about breast cancer, a lot of times people just focus on the female population, whereas breast cancer in men has also been prevalent in the years. As of now, we are talking about a rising number of cases where 1 in 800 men are predisposed to get cancer, and 1% of the total diagnosis of breast cancer is actually male breast cancer, commonly known as, in short, MBC. So thank you.
Thank you very much, my viewer from wherever you're listening to us. I hope you have heard what Madam has said. She has introduced herself very well. Madam RAYDIAN, you have explained that male breast cancer is a challenge in our country. Probably this is the first time our viewer are hearing this disease. Would you analyze what is male breast cancer?
Okay, so first we're going to start with cancer. What is cancer? So in simple terms, cancer is the uncontrolled growth and the increase in abnormal cells in the body. So breast cancer in itself is the uncontrolled growth and the reproduction of abnormal cells in the breast tissue. And male breast cancer now in this essence is what happens to the cancer growth in a male breast tissue. So many people don't actually come to terms with this because they think that the breast tissue only is existent in the female body. But whereas also men have the breast tissue, the only difference is at the onset of puberty. That is where the difference comes in. So at the onset of puberty, you find that this is usually 9 years in the female body and about 13 years in the male body. So you have these secondary sexual characteristics that come on. So the male body does not experience the enlargement of the breast tissue, whereas the female bodies experience this enlargement. So this means that also the males have the breast tissue, only that it is smaller than the female breast tissue.
Well understood, madam. The second question, which is gonna be born from what you just explained to our listener. Now that the male breast tissue does not enlarge because due to the tissues that it lacks as compared to the women breast, what are the symptoms, or how do you know when the cancer in men is starting to develop?
Okay, so first of all, the reason why the male breast tissue does not enlarge is because of the hormones. So during puberty, you find that females experience a high level of rise in the estrogen and progesterone hormones, which is very important in the development of their secondary sexual characteristics. For the men, the estrogen and progesterone levels are quite low, yet their testosterone levels are high. That is why now they do not have this tissue. So this is the main reason for this. So when we talk about now male breast cancer, the symptoms may vary, but one of the most common symptoms are a lump or thickening of the breast tissue. So when you talk about a lump or thickening, is when you touch your breast tissue, when you touch your chest as a man, you feel like there is something like a small ball or something that is hardened in your chest. Okay. And then the second one is pain or discomfort. So you feel like you have some pain or discomfort in your chest area or your breast area. And then another very common one is inverted or retracted nipple. When you talk about inverted or retracted nipple, this is when your nipple, instead of coming outward, it now faces inwards. Okay, so these are the most common signs of male breast cancer. And it is not, the main issue is that these signs are not usually earlier on detected, because like I said, it is not common knowledge for people to understand that men can also have breast cancer. So you might find that you feel like your chest area or your breast tissue is tightening, but you're thinking, maybe it's something else, yet in actuality it is the onset of breast cancer in your body. Okay.
Thank you so much, Madam. Allow me to ask another question. Now that we are dealing with the hormones, and you know that the hormones, everything is inherited or the genetic lineage. Please allow us to know, is cancer inherited, or cancer comes in the lineage of the inheritance or genetic?
Okay, that is a very good question, Mr. Okuta. So ideally, when we talk about causes of cancer, so when we talk about causes of cancer, we mainly focus on factors that increase the risk of getting cancer. So one of the major ones, so this is not about lifestyle, so one of the major factors that increase your risk of getting cancer is genetic mutation. So this is where now we talk about hereditary, or you inheriting genes that make you predisposed to getting cancer. So genetic mutation is a very common factor that increases your risk of getting cancer. So it is very true about that. So this is something that I think that it has not yet been, it's not something that people actually have knowledge about when it comes to when you're probably choosing a spouse and when you plan to have children. So when you reach a stage where you feel like you need now to start a family, it is important to do to know your family history, your family medical history, not just for your own self but also for your spouse, and if you intend to have children, also for the sake of your children. So if you have a family history of cancer, know that you are at a higher risk of getting this cancer, but that doesn't mean that you will eventually get cancer. Okay, it just means that you are predisposed, you are at a higher risk of getting it, and there are very many ways you can prevent yourself from getting cancer. And in that note, when we are talking about the causes, I'm also going to talk about other causes. So we're talking about things that are not lifestyle related. So another one is a very major way of getting cancer is through radiation. And this is something also that people don't realize. When you go for radiotherapy treatment, when you're exposed to radiation throughout on your entire body, or just mainly on your chest area, this also makes you puts you in a higher position of getting the cancer cells. And then when you talk about the lifestyle causes of cancer, so this is something that's to do with your daily life, your diet, your physical health activity. So this is where we talk about excessive alcohol consumption. So when you consume excessive alcohol, you increase your, this is something that causes liver cirrhosis. And in the medical field, when you have a liver that is not functioning well, you find that your hormonal balance in your body becomes altered. So you find that as a man, your estrogen levels rise. And due to this, you are now at a higher risk of getting cancer. So excessive consumption of alcohol puts you at a greater chance of getting cancer. We also have things like smoking. So the chemicals found in tobacco, they affect the DNA, which causes now gene mutation. So you might not have a history of cancer in your family, but you yourself engaging in things like smoking tobacco, now cigarettes, you find yourself now altering the genes in your body. You're now starting a gene mutation that you did not have. You were a healthy person, but now you started a gene mutation. So you might not get cancer in your life, but now when you have children, when you have offspring, you've now predisposed them to getting cancer because now your gene has mutated, okay? And then another very major cause is obesity. So this has everything to do with your lifestyle, how you eat. So when you have excess fatty tissues in your body as a man, you have also increased you also have an increase in estrogen production. And like I said, estrogen is what is it's the hormone that is important in the development of secondary characteristics in the females. But for men, it is very low. But now when you have excess fatty tissues in your body, you've increased your estrogen production, and now you've also increased your chances of getting cancer. And then another one is, which is people don't usually talk about it a lot, especially men, is unhealthy diets. This is something that people do not focus on. It is very important to eat a balanced diet. I will sensitize this enough. It is better to eat a balanced diet than not to eat it. You know, I don't know how to stress this a lot, but the moment you wake up, the breakfast that you take, what is the sugar content in your tea? The lunch that you're having, what is the carbohydrate content in it? How are you exercising? Are you using these nutrients that you're getting in your body very well? You know, in a very broader sense, when you talk about now the balanced diet, and when you don't look at the sugars that you take in your body, you find that your body starts to have insulin resistance, most commonly known as diabetes. And when you have insulin resistance in your body, now your body can no longer use the insulin properly. It is no longer receptive to the insulin. So, and now this in turn will now make you put you at a higher chance of getting breast cancer as a man.
Thank you so much, Madam. Well explained. Now, you were talking about the diet.
Yes.
There's this notion, I don't know if it's a notion, a fact, or a myth, that drinking hot tea or rather tea as well causes cancer when you are addicted to tea. Can you please explain that to our viewers or our listeners?
Okay, that is definitely a myth. Tea does not cause cancer. Okay, so there is, what I can tell you is, from my definition of cancer, cancer is the growth of abnormal cells in the body. So it is not something that you put inside your body that causes cancer. It is what you do that makes your body have this abnormal cell growth. So there is not, the tea that you're taking cannot cause you to have cancer, but rather whatever is happening in your environment or whatever you're doing to your body is what will cause the cancer.
Thank you very much. Would you allow us to know the types of cancers that affect men? And is there a difference between the types of cancer between male and female?
Yeah, there is a difference. So, because so first of all, you understand that the male breast tissue and the female breast tissue are quite different. Since the female breast tissue has developed, it is larger. So you find that also the growth of the cancer cells in these tissues are very different. They are very diverse. So when we talk about male breast cancer, there are three dominant types. Some of them are non-invasive, some of them are very common, and one of them is very less common. So the first one that we are going to talk about is a non-invasive one, which is called ductal carcinoma in situ, DCIS. And this is a cancer where abnormal cells are found in the lining of the breast tissue, but they have not spread outside of the breast duct. Okay, so that one is a very non-invasive one. So the cancer cells are just found in the duct of the breast tissue in a male person. Then the other one is invasive ductal carcinoma, which is IDC, and this is the most common one, and it is the invasion of cancer cells in the breast tissue. So now you have the cancer cells invading now the whole of the breast tissue. Now this is the very common one. And then the less common one now is invasive lobular carcinoma, which is the invasion of the cancer cells into the lobules, and the lobules are the milk-producing glands. So this is less common because, of course, men do not have the milk-producing glands in men has not, how we say, they are not active. Okay, you have them, but they are not active. Like I said, at the onset of puberty, that's where the difference comes in. Otherwise, the body of a male and female is usually almost similar, except for their sexual reproductive organs. But now, at the onset of puberty, that's when the difference comes in. So the male milk-producing glands, the lobules are not active since they are not predisposed to produce milk. Okay, but now this is a very contemporary cause. We find that I would say, the generation from millennials, we've had this issue of people wanting to change their gender. So this is where now maybe someone has been born a male and they would like to transform into a female, so they take hormonal drugs. So you find that when they take these hormonal drugs, they are now activating their bodies to function as a female body. So you find that now you are predisposing yourself to such a cancer like the invasive lobular carcinoma, because now you've activated your lobules, you've activated your milk-producing glands. So this is now, it is less common because, like I said, you do not, your milk-producing glands are not active, but when you take these hormonal drugs, you activate them. Okay?
Wow, wow, what a lecture, what an information we are getting, what a knowledge. Let's take a quick commercial break. Of course, this Tips FM 104.4. When we come back, we'll get your comments, we'll receive a phone call, and of course, we'll get your questions.
Hospitality, fashion design, cosmetology, IT, community health, engineering, driving, and many more. At Thika Institute of Business Studies, we believe in empowering students to pursue their passions and achieve their dreams. We forge lifelong friendships, network with industry professionals, and build the foundation for a successful career. Don't miss out. Apply now for the May 2024 intake. Tibbs College, a highway to future success. It's time for the ultimate college adventure. Are you dreaming of pursuing a career in journalism?
Thika Institute of Business Studies is the highway to future success for flexible, affordable, and quality career training. Apply now. Siwezi kudanganya manze. Thika Institute of Business Studies is the highway to future success.
Business, hospitality, fashion design, cosmetology, IT, community health, engineering, driving, and many more. At Thika Institute of Business Studies, we believe in empowering students to pursue their passions and achieve their dreams. We forge lifelong friendships, network with industry professionals, and build the foundation for a successful career. Don't miss out. Apply now for the May 2024 intake. Tibbs College, a highway to future success. It's time.
You are looking at your future, preparing for your goals, and are closer than you think, because here, success is part of the plan. It is a place where academic and social opportunities are measured to prepare for life. You will be equipped to face new challenges, to turn your hard work and knowledge into a career. You are ready for your success to take root, and here it is, where it all starts. At Thika Institute of Business Studies, the highway to future success. You are looking at your future, preparing for your goals, and are closer than you think, because here, success is part of the plan. It is a place where academic and social opportunities are measured to prepare for life. You will be
practitioner RAYDIAN was explaining to us the different types of cancer, and he have really explained to us, and I hope we have understood that whole process of the types of cancer and the difference between the type of cancer between male and female. Madam, there is one of our listeners that is calling us. Probably you want to know what some of questions that he what he's saying. Hello. Hello, I'm talking with who? Michael. Yeah. Thank you very much. One of our listeners is asking, you know, this airtime that we usually scratch. Does that those filings can they cause cancer?
Okay. It is very. That is a very good question. So we have many things in our daily environment, in our surrounding. We call them carcinogenic elements. And you find that some of them are even in things we use on a daily, okay? So I would say that you find that these things that we put in there, it's called the airtime scratch cards. They are not to be ingested. You see, these are things that are made out of metals, and it is not important. It is not good to ingest anything that has a metallic base, okay? So you can scratch the scratch card, but make sure you either wash your hands after that or use something so that you are not in contact with the scratch card, okay? So yeah, it's such things, such metals in your body cause cancer. How they influence the overproduction of cells, abnormal cells.
Yeah, on that topic, the carcinogenic, you say carcinogenic elements.
Yeah.
There's a question I really wanted to ask. This issue that you buy a spoon when it's full, then after a few years you realize that the spoon is halfway and the sufuria is now
Okay.
So does it mean that we usually ingest the materials because we usually don't see where the materials go to?
Okay, yeah, that is a very it's a very important question since this is our daily lives. Okay, so this I would say utensils or cookware that we use, it is very important to know what kind of material has your cookware been made of. So for example, the spoons and the sufurias, you may not ingest it directly, but when you're washing the sufuria, when you're scrubbing it, when you're scrubbing the spoons, you find that there is very little material that goes away slowly by slowly. So during your washing, you might find that you're scrapping off little by little of the metal. When you're scrubbing your sufuria, you're washing away little by little of the metal. That's why you find some sufurias, after a while, they are gone, they've formed a very different shape, okay, they've become lighter. So yes, it is true that you might find yourself ingesting these things. That is why I would say that if as an adult, it is important to do research on the things that you use on a daily. For example, for the cooking pots, I would advise that you use stainless steel or stoneware cooking pots. Okay, there are cooking pots that are made out of stoneware. Those ones do not, you cannot scrap them off. Others are like, for example, the ones made out of Teflon, the non-stick pans. It has been proven that they are a very major cause of cancer. They interfere with your biological makeup, your DNA makeup, just as smoking interferes with it. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, from the look of things, now on social media, from social media handles, people are really happy to get the message you've been sending out there. And the responses have been good. Though there are many questions people ask, but we will request our director for you to come next time so that we can have a longer time with you, because people are very happy with the educative section. They now know the do's and the don'ts. They can now separate the myths from the facts. Social media, people are very thankful. We can see Ndegwa from Jamaica, it was quite an educative time with you. Tunaona James from Thika akisema kindly next time ask the guest to have a longer time so that we can get the full education concerning cancer and breast cancer. And next time please talk about other cancers and other diseases that affect men, which are not common in women as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. I can see that our time is well enough, and since we have another show that is upcoming, what do you tell our listeners? Maybe something that you have forgotten to add that is very essential.
Okay, so I would just put this in summary. This is something that people say all the time, but people do not maybe act on it. Prevention is always better than cure. Preventing a disease is always better than curing it. And I would say health is very important, otherwise anything that you do in life becomes pointless. So your mental health, your physical health, and your emotional health is very important. And I would leave you with this quote, and I want you to think about it. Health is a crown that the healthy wear, but only the sick can see. Thank you very much. This is Sharon Marindani. Thank you very much.
Yeah, our viewers, our show have come to an end. Thank you very much for the time that you had for us. We had put the appointment and you showed up. Thank you very much. Our viewer, that's the end of our show. The show was called The Breakfast Club, and we have got to know more about breast cancer. I hope we are going to follow all those posts just so that we don't find ourselves in trouble of getting that disease. I was your host, James Belgwa, alongside.
My name is Joshua Kuta. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
For the ultimate college adventure. Are you dreaming of pursuing a career in journalism, business, hospitality, fashion design, cosmetology, IT, community health, engineering, driving, and many more? At Thika Institute of Business Studies, we believe in empowering students to pursue their passions and achieve their dreams. We forge lifelong friendships, network with industry professionals, and build the foundation for a successful career. Don't miss out. Apply now for the May